Warmup 1218. Read this information about outliers on a scatter plot. Write a one-sentence summary of how you could identify outliers when analyzing real-life data. Sometimes we are given a scenario that can be represented with a linear model. This means that you can plot bivariate data and find a least squares regression line equation to fit the scatter plot. Outliers can be identified in many ways by statisticians, so I wanted to give you a few examples. Graphically, you could see if an outlier is far from the LSRL, vertically or horizontally, or both. We can measure residuals to also identify outliers. That is not right. Realistically, there are usually reasons. We can measure residuals, but realistically, there are usually reasons for having outliers in our data. So you could look at it graphically and you're like, okay, great. Like I see that. I see the outliers. It's happening, blah, blah, blah. Or if you know the context, which today you will, then you can see there's reasons for having outliers. So maybe if they're not shown specifically on the scatter plot as like far away points from the line of best fit, you can probably justify an outlier by thinking of the specific context of the problem. For example, if a scatter plot shows ages of folks graphed against their SAT scores, maybe there's an outlier of a very young age. The suspected reason could be that there is an advanced student who may be applying to colleges earlier than their peers. While we shouldn't get too wrapped up in speculation about the reason for outliers, because sometimes we don't know the background information about how the data was collected, things like that, I did want you to understand that you may need to look at outliers from multiple perspectives, especially when working through the activity for today.